years ago, the Nobel Prize in Medicine was awarded to 3 animal behaviors based on the belief that animal behavior could transform our understanding of human psychopathology. Well, in the past half century, that hasn't happened. But thanks to emerging technology that is allowing us to trap the behavior of animals and link it to animal affect at scale, I think we are poised to see animal behavior deliver on that promise. But only if we can overcome a long-standing tradition of human exceptionalism and anthropocentrism in human medicine and in biomedical research. I'm going to circle back to that. Let me give you a little bit of context. For the first 20 years of my career, I was a professor of medicine and academic cardiologist with a specialty in heart failure and cardiac imaging. And then in 2005, I began providing cardiovascular consultation to zoos. And it was there that I first discovered or just realized that vulnerability to diseases, many diseases that I had assumed to be uniquely human, in fact existed across a wide phylogenetic range of species. And it wasn't just somatic diseases, it included psychopathology as well. And I began to see what a scientific blindfold this human-centered approach that dominated human medicine really was. You know, we consider comparative medicine to be basically a handful of model organisms. But I've begun to believe that if we could widen the window through which we perceive health and disease to include the other 30 million metazoan species with whom we currently share the earth, and to expand that window one more time to include the evolutionary history that has shaped the similarities and differences in health vulnerabilities, if we could do that, we could transform our understanding of not only physical illnesses, but also mental illnesses. We could transform our understanding and our approach to treating mental illness, which of course is the mission of the National Institutes of Mental Health. Let me give you an example. Let's talk about depression. Depression affects 250 million human beings around the world. It is the source of immeasurable human suffering. And neurovegetative symptoms of depression are the core features of depression. They include severe psychomotoric slowing, lack of energy, appetite changes, physiologic symptoms. Well, for many years, there have been protocols to induce neurovegetative symptoms in rodents. Over the last 6 years, teleost fish have been a model, zebrafish, of course. And in this case, my colleague, Marco Bindas, who's a Norwegian biologist, is using rainbow trout to induce neurovegetative depression. He does this by putting 2 trout in a tank together. One is 20% smaller than the other. This is done to facilitate a dominant-subordinate relationship. And over the course of several days, you can begin to see that the fish on the upper left is slowing down and withdrawing to a corner. By day 7, you can see that the fish's color has changed, that a melanocortin system has been activated. And by day 10, you have a neurovegetative fish. Now, does this fish have depression? Well, Marcos is very careful never to say that the trout has depression. He says depressive-like state. He doesn't want to jeopardize his academic status. But in fact, the transcriptional signature of neurovegetative depression in a rainbow trout and a human are highly aligned. They're highly conserved. Moreover, when he provides ketamine to reverse the depression, it does, or remove the dominant, it does. And now we know that not only is the behavior changing, by applying cognitive judgment bias assays, we can determine that the interior state of the fish has changed. They become more optimistic. They are transformed from profoundly pessimistic to quite optimistic. The internal state has shifted as well. Marco's research is funded by the Norwegian aquaculture industry. It's based on animal welfare, but I believe this has profound implications for human mental health. At a time when we have AI-facilitated emotional state detection, where it's showing that facial expression in animal can be a universal indicator of internal states in dogs, in farm animals. There's even AI-driven machine learning analyses that can use animal vocalizations to reveal the internal emotional states of ungulates, of a wide range of species. At this time, it is clear to me that there is an opportunity to look across species to better understand human mental health. However, this will not be possible unless, when it comes to humans and animals and emotions and behavior, we invert the null hypothesis. Our foundational assumption needs to be similarity, not dissimilarity, because that is where the biology takes us. And it happens to be the moral position, but it is where the biology takes us. If we can do this, I believe that by looking at patterns of behavior and emotion and variation in behavior and emotion across the animal kingdom, we can discover insights that are important for human health, insights that the best of our reductive biomedical research have not yet seen. And no one described the power of the natural world to provide insight than Darwin himself when he asserted that natural selection is a power incessantly ready for action and this is my favorite part, immeasurably superior to man's feeble efforts. Thank you.